A professor stood before his class with some items in front of him. When the class began, he wordlessly picked up a very large and empty mayonnaise jar and proceeded to fill it with some golf balls until he could not fill it any more, and it was full of golf balls. He asked his students whether the jar was full or not. All the students unanimously agreed that it was full. The professor then picked up some small pebbles and poured them into the jar, shook the jar slightly for the pebbles to settle down. The pebbles rolled into the open areas between the golf balls. When he thought he could no longer add more pebbles, he once again asked his students whether the jar was full or not. All the students agreed it was full and he could no longer put more pebbles. The professor next picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. The sand settled between the spaces between the pebbles. He then asked the students again if the jar was full. They all agreed it was. "Do you think I can fill this jar any more?" asked the professor. "No," answered all the students. Then he took his coffee mug and poured the coffee into the jar. The sand soaked the coffee in. All the spaces left and it was filled with coffee. The students laughed. "Now," said the professor, as the laughter subsided, "I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The golf balls are represented most of the important things in your life: your family, health, friends, and favorite possessions. If you are left only with them, your life would still be full. The pebbles are the other things that matter, like job, house, car. The sand is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the sand into the jar first, there will be no room for the pebbles or the golf balls. The same goes for life. If you spend all the time and energy on the small stuffs, you will never have room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Spend time with family. Spend time with your parents. Visit with grandparents. Follow your passions. There will be always time to do the petty things. Take care of all the golf balls in your life. Other things can easily be adjusted into the life. Set your priorities. Give time to the important things in life because the rest is just sand." One of the students raised her hand and inquired what the water of the coffee represented. The professor smiled and said, "I'm glad you asked. The coffee just shows that no matter how full your life may seem, there will always room for a cup of coffee with friends."